Why, hello everyone. Oop. Here we go. The time is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we are with 8 Rinseless Washes. And you may be wondering, what are we here for? If the title of the video hasn't spoken enough already, we are doing a video regarding to what's the quote-unquote best smelling rinseless wash, at least in this little lineup here for today. I didn't really like gather particularly or anything like that. I just kind of I had most of these rinseless washes lying around, at least most of them anyway, and I bought recently a couple more to add into this lineup here. I actually thought I had more than this, but maybe I miscounted by one or something like that. Oh yeah, no. To be fair, when it comes to the Idrosave, right, I actually have the full pH set of the rinseless washes, but I would have counted the alkaline one because it does have a pleasant smell to it, but it's actually pretty similar to this one. So I just opt out to just have one Labocosmetica representative, which is right here. But anyways, that is something to the side. Anyway, so yes, we are going to smell these rinseless washes nonetheless. So, a little bit of an intro. The smell, right? The smell is always something that's more like an afterthought, especially with rinseless washes. There are people out there that are just like, I just rather think about the performance, the cleaning power or cleaning capabilities and such like that, the lubrication, right, of these rinseless washes rather than just really the smell. Who cares about the smell? While I do understand that the smell actually does add in a little more for the experience, right? The overall experience. I mean, why not? It's not really harming anyone unless it smells bad, right? Then it does. It does something to the experience, right? It's like if these two rinseless washes do something very similar, but if there's a smell that you like, I think you would rather rather head more towards the one that smells better, right? Even if, let's say, the slightly less better smelling, I don't know, rinseless wash could be the less performing one, but the smell is really good, and then you have this other one that performs slightly better, but the smell is like, I don't know. It definitely is different from person to person. We all have our preferences and little philosophies here and there, but anyways, I don't want to blabber on too much. We are here to rank these rinseless washes from least to best. There's no real worst by any means. I think that's not the appropriate word for the day here, because I think all these rinseless washes do perform in their own right. Anyway, so what we're going to do exactly is basically we're going to smell directly from these bottles, right? As you can see, there are a couple of these rinseless washes that took a little longer, so that's why I wanted to do this video a while back, but delays and such, but not going to go into that too much. But yes, we're going to smell directly from these, and then what we're going to do also is smell from a sort of diluted perspective. So we're actually going to have, this is where it gets good, we're going to have water diluted, or that's where the rinseless wash will be diluted into. And these are plastic little wine cups. Just thought I'd throw these in here for a laugh, make the video a little more special, right? With these glasses, quote unquote, plastic cups. So all these have, I believe, 5 ounces of water. And what we're gonna do is put a millimeter of rinseless wash into their own little cups, and we're gonna sniff those from there because I believe it does something with these scents, right? These smells do kind of change within a more diluted playing field. So that's why I wanted to add in that as well to make it a little more interesting as well as the laughs, right? Anyway, so without further ado, let's get into sniffing these Rinseless Washes. So I guess we're gonna go from stage right to stage left. So, God damn it. Your left, my right, I don't know. Anyway, so, anyways, let's get into it. So, let's start with, of course, my personal favorite at the moment, which is DIY Details Rinseless Wash. You know, this is, of course, made by the legend, the godfather of rinseless washing, and I guess you could say detailing in general. And of course, with the help of Nick McGurk, right? But of course, Ivan LaCroix, right? He's kind of like that big name behind the DIY detail lineup in the first place, especially with rinseless washing. So let's take a sniff from the what do you call these bottle proportioners, right? Because yeah, this is what I use most at the moment, at least. Oh yeah, this is such a good. It's got that nice candy apple scent to it. You know, even like the liquid of itself kind of is appropriate. You know, both versions 1 and 2 right here. Of course, this is version 2. Got that milky appearance. Yeah, it's got that really nice candy apple scent for the most part. Very, very sweet smelling, right? You know, got that sweet tartness to it, right? From the scent side of things, anyway. It also does have, you know, that little the after smell of the surfactant stuff. You can kind of definitely smell that surfactant factor, if you will. Yeah, especially when it's directly from the bottle, of course. So this is where it gets a little tricky because let's see how we can do this, right? Because this is let me see. We're trying to extract 1 millimeter, right? Whereas the smallest amount we can get here is about more or less 5 millimeters. So it does it will get a little tricky here, but we'll figure it out with the dropper and then this bottle right here. So for this little case here, I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. I do have the gallon bottle of the DIY Detail Rinseless Wash V2, right? And I'm going to extract it from here. So bear with me here. Let me go ahead and try to extract this. Oh wow, that was actually really easy. And in fact, we almost got 1 millimeter out of that. And where are the numbers at? Where are the numbers at? I definitely don't like this dropper here because I hardly can see the numbers, especially when the liquid is in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of wing it a little bit. But we do have around 1 millimeter. So we're just gonna drop it into here. Right, and then give it a nice whirl. Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse this out. And then after we get a little situated, let's see if that is adequate for a more of a something closer to 256 to 1. But let's see here. So this is DIY Detail diluted into 5 millimeters, or no, excuse me, 5 ounces of liquid with 1 millimeter of DIY Detail. Oh yeah, I can definitely still smell it. And it is a lot closer to something like what you smell from the bucket, right? Because, you know, that's definitely 256 to 1. And it definitely now brings out more of that surfactant smell, but it still has a nice amount of that apple. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I'm actually picking up a faint smell of the plastic cup of itself, unfortunately, but luckily the DIY detail rinseless wash is coming through. Let me go ahead and label this just to make sure I don't get anything mixed up. So we got this faithful Sharpie right here, just to make sure. And I guess I'll like rate it maybe by the end, but it's what the ranking is what matters most. But I do like it. I really do like the smell. The smell was something it was growing on me, and then I just grew to really like it. I thought it was whatever at first. It was like, yeah, it was nice, but the more I use DIY Detail Rinseless, the more I really like the smell. So, DIY Detail definitely has everything good in the department. The rinseless wash of itself is really good. Nice lubrication, great lubrication in fact. Great cleaning power. It's not really, I mean, it's not a degreaser by any means, but really good rinseless washing experience overall, both performance and smell. All right, so next one is something a little more unique of a situation here because I've yet to use rapid rinseless wash from Koch Chemie. Funny enough, which is why it's still in this bag right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up finally. So I have yet to, use this, but of course I have not smelled this just yet as well. Now it does have some warnings in here, but we'll take the hit and in the name of the video, right? For the sake of the video, and we'll see how this guy smells. Ooh. Huh, okay. So this is directly smelling out of the bottle for rapid rinseless washing, right? Rinseless wash. There's nothing on the cap. It has more of like a lemony smell to it, like a citrusy note, but also it also reminds me of a little bit of pine sol. It's very strange. It's got reminders of pine sol. Oh, well, let me get some air just in case. But yeah, when I waft it like this, I can pick up parts of that smell, the citrus, pine sol, and that, of course, that cleaner smell to it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and carefully extract. And go ahead and rinse this off again. Now, yes, it does have some water in here, but oh well, Whereas DIY Detail, it's got a fresh dropper or whatever. So, but this is the one dropper that we're gonna be using. So, maybe I should have put a little wash off first and then put DIY Detail and then do it again. I don't know. Anyway, to make it a little more fair. But anyways. Yeah, it definitely is not exactly my favorite in comparison to DIY Detail, but I don't want to go into that too soon. Well, let's see how it smells when it's diluted and put into the next cup here. Now, yes, disclaimer, yes, this is probably not 256-1, right? But it's closer. It's the closest thing we can do to make things easier, right? I'm not gonna bust out the bucket of water and put a gallon in there and then do all that doohickey stuff. That's why we have these cups, right? And we're gonna do the smallest amount of rinseless wash and then sniff it from there, because that is pretty much the closest thing we could do, in terms of ease and stuff like that and accessibility. So this is Koch Chemie's Rapid Rinseless Wash in a cup. Okay. This is What does that remind me of? It kind of now takes on a more of like, It just kind of reminds me more of like laundry detergent. Interesting. Or some sort of like one of those like air fresheners that you can like spray on your clothes as well. See, now I can't like smell the citrus thing anymore, the pine salt nature. It just now smells more like a fresh air scent a little bit. But I mean, I could be crazy, right? Interesting. Yeah, it has that more of that fresh smell to it. You know what I mean? So that's really all I can say. Now, of course, it's nothing offensive. I don't know about that. I don't know what to make of it beyond, directly from the bottle versus this. But maybe we'll come back around to it after sniffing everything else too. All right, so that was Koch Chemie's Rapid Rinseless Wash. It was definitely an experience, but I don't know how I feel about it. It's not like, it's not definitely blowing me away or anything. So that's saying something, I guess. All right, up next we have Idrosave from Labocosmetica. I've used this once because it's such a very niche thing. It has stout protection. I think it's like some sort of polymer-based protection. Excuse me, polymer-based protection. You use this more like a panel by panel type of process, which is why it's not my favorite one to use in terms of experience, but I think the smell was at least pleasant. So let's go back to it. And let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely more my alley. This is like, it's got some sort of like grapefruit thing going, but also something else too. It's like more of those like exotic fruits, kind of. It reminds me of some sort of Glade air freshener. I forgot what scent it was, but it's more potent. I like this smell more. I can definitely tell you that in comparison to Koch Chemie for sure. Yeah, very good in comparison. But now, yeah, this is from sniffing it directly from the bottle. And of course, when it comes to sniffing rinseless, you definitely want to be careful with, take precaution, right? Don't want to do this too much. That's why we don't really do these videos too often, right? Now we are going to extract a milliliter, excuse me, not millimeter. And yes, it has a much more of a orange color to it when it comes to the liquid of itself. Yeah, this is why I don't like this dropper, because it's hard to read. I think that should be close enough. We'll pour it into the next cup. After cleaning out the dropper here, let's take a little sniff from the wine cup with Idrosave in it. Let's go. Okay, so it still pertains some of the characteristics at least, but yes, or at least no. I can definitely see now it's like now that it's like less stronger. I can like actually like assess it right a lot better. But it's got some like floral qualities to it. But yes, it has that sort of like that cleaner esque smell to it, like to the other Rinseless Washes so far. I'm trying to like not drink it. Like, gotta be careful with that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. yeah, I can't really describe it. But like I said, it reminds me of those like Glade air freshener scents. I just can't pinpoint the exact name to it, but maybe the color, right? I'll try to like put a picture on just for you guys to have an idea of what I'm thinking, what it smells like. But yes, it definitely has like fruity qualities to it, but more of like a floral quality. It's just hard to describe, but it just smells good. You know, I will definitely say. And yeah, when you dilute it, it's got that same color, just like two of the other Rinseless Washes. That's why it's good for us to label it with the marker. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. Okay. So that's done. Idrosave from Labocosmetica has been smelt, if that's the word for it. All right, so the other, one of the other Rinseless Washes that I have yet to try, this actually came in the mail today, as you can kind of see with the tape. This is a really interesting one to me because this is from Optimum Hyper Foam Rinse. No rinse, excuse me. This is supposed to be a very foamy rinseless wash, and this could be definitely be used for like a more of like a pre-wash, or you could also use this as a rinseless wash. Kind of similar with the DIY Detail rinseless wash. Very interesting. It's got a nice red liquid color to it, so I think the smell is something I will be seeing coming. So let's get this all off first, and let's go ahead and pop this baby open. Okay, and yes, this is the first rinseless in a 8-ounce bottle for this video. Trying to be gentle. And okay, here we go. Oh, all right, here we go. This is, yes, cherry. Yeah, I kind of expected that smell from this like red, very red color. And also people kind of spoiled it a little bit for me anyway. But not that I really care, but yeah. Yeah, smell is something you gotta like try yourself. You know, if people say it, it's kind of nothing because people's noses are very different. But this is very cherry, very much cherry, kind of like with oh, unfortunately, I don't have it around me, but it's like that cherry foam soap that I had from Superior Products. So very much like what I predicted. Yeah, but it's cool. I like it. I'm a cherry guy. You know, it definitely has that artificial cherry like smell to it that you like find in like juices, right? You know, and you can also like it also reminds me very much of like fruit punch, very fruit punchy or cherry. Yeah, definitely more cherry than fruit punch, but they could be like a cherry fruit punch for all I know, and that could be what they're going for. I don't know, but not a bad scent at all, by any means. This is very much up my alley. This is like I can definitely describe this very easily. So, all right. So we definitely rinsed off the dropper here. I'll do it again. And now we extract a millimeter very easily. All right, so that should be close enough. Let's go ahead and drop it into here. Yeah, see, now it has a little bit more of a pinkish color to it, as I would expect. Hyperfoam was very much straightforward overall, but it has a very straightforward cherry smell to it. But let's see. Yeah, I like it. I definitely like it for sure. But you could say it's like very unoriginal. I guess that is a critique, but who cares, right? When it comes to that department, when it comes to rinseless washing. All right, so this is Hyperfoam in a cup. It's got more of like a pinkish appearance to it when you hold it into the light at certain angles. All right, so here we go. Yeah, it definitely it still smells like that cherry, but now it definitely smells more like a more like a cherry candy. Like it's got that like sort of the waxy quality to it. Whenever you bite, not bite them, but like when you lick those like classic candies that have that waxy aftertaste, but with cherry. That's pretty much what I can describe it when it's diluted. So it's very typical smell. It's such a typical smell, you know, that, yeah, I mean, you know, if you find this smell boring, I can kind of understand. So this is Hyperfoam. So that was Hyperfoam from the cup. Very, very straightforward cherry. All right, so now this is much more familiar and up my alley because this was actually my first rinseless wash that I ever purchased back in 2023. You know, 2023 was the year I came back to car washing, like with such enthusiasm, and fell into that rabbit hole, right? And I'm still falling to the rabbit hole ever since. And Optimum No Rinse was the first thing I saw because, of course, this is like one of the OGs, if not the OG, right? When it comes to O&R, right? When it comes to rinseless washing, O&R, Optimum No Rinse, was the first thing I found, and I bought it. And man, when I first crack open this thing, well, not this exact bottle. I have the gallon over there. When I first cracked that open, man, it had that very addicting smell. I just could not stop smelling it, and it was to the point where I even was looking forward to car washing because of the scent of Optimum No Rinse. But then I found the LI Detail version 1, and that pretty much took over because the performance was great, and the smell was like something that was growing on me. I was like, oh, okay. I can kind of see where this is going, right? But the performance for O&R, this is version 5, just to be more specific. That's what I got for both. It's good, but they're definitely, oh, oh man, this is the smell. This is the smell. Oh my goodness. I always described it as like a very sweet berry scent. But man, this definitely smells like 2023. At least for me anyway. Man. It's just good. It's just really good. It's a really good smell, but yeah. It's got that berry scent to it that I just really like. You could say blueberry, I guess, because it's super blue, right? You got the opposite, right? You got the transparent, clear red, and then you have this like milky, opaque blue, chunky well, not chunky, but like it looks thicker, right? Because it's opaque. But yeah. Oh man. Once we dilute this down, I think this is where it'll get really good. But we'll see. All right, time for a millimeter. All right, that should be close enough. Time for a millimeter of, I keep saying millimeter, a milliliter of O&R. Oh yeah, it's got that bluish hue to it when it's diluted, of course. That I would definitely remember. Yeah, oh man. I don't know, it's just something about O&R I was so addicted to. But I do have words to say though. You know? But let's just smell this diluted, right? It's got that nice, kind of like on camera, it looks like it's good looking water. But once you look at it in real person, yeah, it just looks like murky blue water. But, Okay. Interesting. You know, when I first smelled this, when I smelled it first out of the bottle, it did bring back some memories. But once I put this in the water, it also brought some memories back. But it also reminds me of why I stopped using this. And it's not so much the smell. It just reminds me of like the performance of the of ONR. I'm sorry to say, but like it still smells good. Don't get me wrong, right? And that's what we're here for. It's the smell, right? But yeah, it's such a weird. This was such a weird thing I did. Like I was kind of hyping it up, and then now I'm like bringing it down a little bit. But that's kind of like the story for ONR. I liked it at first, and I saw the encapsulation and emulsification capabilities of ONR, but over time, better rinseless washes started to come out. So that's ONR for you. I mean, the smell is definitely still there. Let me go ahead and smell the gallon bottle just to make sure I'm like not crazy or anything. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just smell it from the gallon, and it's definitely no different. So that was ONR. We're definitely more than halfway now, and this is definitely where it gets very interesting with these next three or last three scents here, or should I say rinseless washes, right? And this is next up we have Armour Detail Supplies or ADS's Hero rinseless wash. This was definitely one of the new up and coming like really good ones that took over even like DIY for a little bit, but then DIY came on version 2, and yeah, now they're back in like fighting form rather quickly. And I do remember enjoying a lot of the scent, the smell of Hero rinseless washing. I think the cleaning capabilities is pretty good. Their lubrication is pretty good, but you know, there are some things about Hero that is kind of holding it back from being like that best rinseless wash, and I think, you know, DIY Detail was able to like nail that, in my opinion. But now when it comes to the smell, oh, I can smell it already from here. It was like hitting me, but yeah, very very strawberry. They do say it's supposed to be strawberry kiwi, you know, but definitely more on the strawberry kiwi side of or strawberry forward than strawberry kiwi, but I do kind of smell it. But yeah, it's got that perfumey quality to it, but I do like it. It's just a nice strawberry scent with that kiwi hint in there. Let's now go ahead and let's just make sure we don't forget. Let's throw that bad boy in there. Okay, so that was Hero straight from the bottle, and then now we're going to take it from the cup. All right, so this is Hero in that wine cup dilution. Cheers. Okay. Definitely has that. It's still going strong with that strawberry scent. When I first smelled this, when I was like trying it out, you know, spraying on the car and everything, it had like a tea like quality to it, and I can kind of start to see kind of why, you know, and then maybe it's because like once it gets diluted, it has a more of like a, it takes on more of like a like a floral like it brings out more of that floral nature of this scent, which is why I kind of thought it was like a strawberry flower tea almost, but simply put, it's just strawberry kiwi. So so that was Hero rinseless. Let me just go ahead and write that down. before I forget. All right, and then sorry if I'm like sitting from far away. Let me go ahead and try and remind myself to keep smelling closer from a closer perspective, especially what's coming up with these two, right? So very recently I did try this, and it had a very, very unique smell to it. So let's go ahead and smell it again, straight from the bottle now, right? Straight from the bottle. So this is Detail Co's Nemesis Rinseless Wash. Sorry if it doesn't focus in, but there we go. So every hero needs that Nemesis, right? And that's pretty much the inspiration from it. And yes, so this is a very, very unique smelling Rinseless. I would say this is definitely the most unique out of all these scents. Like I cannot like put a finger on it, right? Like it's just such a unique smell to it. But when I first smelled this, it was like reminding me of blossoms. It reminded me of like some body spray scents or perfume scents. Maybe some colognes, right? But more perfumey, but very much perfume. But it also, I even said in that video, right, that it reminds me of that sour plum or just plum, right, of a for scent. Such a unique smell to it. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but I do like it. But it's definitely like something a little less for me, I would say. I did say it was like, oh, it's not for me ish, but I do understand that it is good for, you know, a number of people. But I will say though, it is the most unique smelling out of all these rinseless washes thus far, right? And let me go ahead and smell it again, just to, yeah, it's got that like that umeboshi, sour plum. It even smells like the leaf plum. It's like it's plum. I believe it's a plum leaf. It also has that smell to it. I wish, you know, people who've eaten Japanese food can like understand, right? If they have sniffed this, you know, it's such a reminder of that. Yeah, it's such a unique smell to it. Like I want to say this is umeboshi, right? I don't know. I could be crazy. This could be a completely different smell. Like you know, if you go on the website, it has a description. It could be completely different, but to me, it just smells like that plum, blossomy, whatever smell. It's such a, yeah, it's such a unique smell to it. So I'll give it that for sure. It is a unique smell to it, and it's not bad at all for sure. So let's go ahead and get the extraction. Okay, about 1 millimeter. Swirl that in there. Now this is Nemesis in a cup. I know it's such a weird way of saying it, but it's pretty much what it is. All right, yeah. It definitely has the Nemesis smell from when I was washing the car, like, you know, straight out of the bucket, right? That's like a very similar dilution. And yeah, no, it definitely has that the very nice floral qualities to it. I can hardly smell any of the cleaner qualities to it. But let me swirl around a little bit. Definitely overall retains that same similar characteristics, but yeah, when you dilute it, you can definitely start to smell like other, you can smell like the parts of it, right? If that makes sense. But overall, yeah, it still retains that sort of the blossomy quality to it. But now it definitely smells more like something like a perfume, right? But very, very unique smell overall. That's the word for it. Who would have thought that a villain would smell so fresh, or no, smell so perfumey, right? Can you imagine like a villain put on some, like, be like this biggest baddest villain, but smells like a nice perfume, you know? So, you know, Willis getting your ass kicked by that villain, you smelling that perfume off of him or her, would definitely throw things off, right? I would say, at least I would say, right? Especially, I'm gonna say it, especially if it's from a male villain. You know, that's really all I'm gonna say. All right, so now we're coming to a close when it comes to the smelling and stuff like that, and we're gonna finish it off with Panty Organizer's Clean Rinseless Wash. All right, so this is something I was very much looking forward to. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, along with the other clean products. But yeah, it's just called Rinseless Wash, nothing else special name-wise. I've yet to try this, and I will be trying this soon enough. So I'll be very much looking forward to trying this actually in the car, particularly my car. But we'll definitely get to check out the smell before anything. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So, oh, okay. That smell was from the cab, but this is also this smells. Oh my goodness. I'm getting hit with something like a memory. But do I dare say it? Okay. I mean, besides the cleaner smell to it, it reminds me, straight from the bottle at least, reminds me of something I would smell at a mall. That's like the best way I can describe it. You know, all those, like, you know, you walk by all those stores, right? The Banana Republic and all those typical ass stores, right? Gap and everything, you know. It really reminds me of that, like like the colognes and perfumes mixing, and then especially when you have that stand right there with that person, they're just like, you know, staring at you. Hopefully you interact with them or something, and they're just like, all right, fine, and they'll spray you with something like a sample or something of cologne or perfume. That's definitely what it reminds me of. It just reminds me of the good old days of the mall for some reason. In certain other stores too, like when you walk into like a Macy's or like a J.C. Penney or like just any of those stores, right? Which is like a dying breed, surprisingly, right? But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's honestly what I'm getting. But without further ado, let's do the last dropper sort of routine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna squeeze the bottle and then carefully extract. All right, so this is, look at that. It's very, very cloudy. Very, very cloudy in comparison to all the other cups here, including like DIY detail, all that stuff. And yeah. Oh, but when you, okay. Oh, okay. So straight out of the bottle has like that strong, like cologne, perfumey smell to it, right? That punch, right? But when you definitely dilute it into here or something like in the bucket, definitely has a much more, I guess, palatable, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it just I think it just has it just has like a fresh scent to it. There's nothing I can't really like extract any more out of it. Okay. I definitely should have done a little less liquid or a little less solution, so I can that way I can like shake it or what do you call it, swirl it without spilling it. But yeah, got a more fresh scent to it. But it does still have those little reminders of the mall. It's like that cologne smell to it. Cologne slash perfume. I just can't really like pinpoint exactly what it is, but that's what it reminds me of. Oh, I put my nose on it. Oh, spilled it a little bit. Yeah, see, that's where the spillage kind of happens. But yeah, it just smells like a fresh scent. I can only say. And it does remind me, definitely still remind me of what you smell in the mall, which is like, all those colognes and perfumes just mixing together in the air. Especially with those candle stores. I think that's what it is too. It has that candle, like that scented candle quality to it. It might be like the wax. No, I'm not saying it has wax to protect your car or anything, but it's got like wax-like scent qualities to it. At least to me, anyway. Now, call me crazy, all that stuff, but that's just I can honestly say. So hopefully you guys can see that on camera. This is what it all looks like, lined up together. All the cups with their respective Rinseless Washes and stuff like that. It all kind of looks cool with the colors, right? Although they are like mostly like cloudy. Some of them are like kind of pinkish. Some of them are bluish. The most opaque one, of course, or cloudy, I should say, is the clean Rinseless Wash with just a millimeter of it, or milliliter, excuse me. I keep saying that, I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, I can definitely smell some of them from here, which is kind of funny. But I'm gonna keep going over the scents, and then I'm gonna pretty much like take the time to rank these together, and then we're gonna come back here and then conclude the video. All right, so this is we have quite the display here. But yes, after so much more sniffing, side by side with different products, side by side like this, and then, moving around which one was best, which one was least, I came to some conclusion, right? And we have all laid out under this towel. And so hopefully, with dramatic fashion, without spilling everything, we can definitely reveal the rankings here from best to least. So disclaimer or whatever, warning, whatever you want to call it, none of the scents are bad. It's just, what I like the least within this lineup here. So, all right, get ready for the big reveal, guys. Just to see what's number one. It's what's number 8, I guess. So, all right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey! All right, well, first off, we didn't spill, but secondly, and most importantly, here are the rankings for the best, or the best smelling Rinseless Washes to me anyway, within this lineup. So, let's start from the last, or number 8. So number 8 is Idrosave from Labocosmetica. It just had this like that after smell that I kept smelling, that it sort of interferes with the goods, right? The good qualities of Idrosave. I don't know. I mean, it could be the fact that maybe this bottle's a little older or something. I don't know. I mean, but I don't think that really does play into a factor, I guess. I mean, maybe it does a little bit, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But overall, this is my least sort of favorite scent out of all of them, but it's still a good scent. It's just out of these ones, it's the least good to me, or the least liked to me anyway. Up next is Pan's Clean Rinseless Wash for number 7 right here, being the most cloudy and all that stuff first off. But yeah, so this is like I said, this just kept reminding me of the mall, all those colognes and perfumes just fighting each other and just competing for like, hey, I'm the store to go to. No, I'm the store to go to. I'm the go-to store. Don't look over here. That's what it kind of like reminds me of. All those scents clashing and just but it maintains that same consistent smell when it's diluted and all that stuff. Whereas this, Idrosave, it just had that after smell or whatever, that back end that I did not like. That was what's kind of holding me back from liking Idrosave. We have number 7 with being clean by a panty organizer, right? So number 7, clean by a panty organizer, putting all that aside. Number 6 coming up is Koch Chemie. Koch Chemie also has that perfumey smell, or it just smells something more like what a dude would wear, which, okay, I'm okay with kind of, but it's kind of there is kind of a reason why it's back here, but it's a little better with a little better than clean, right? Just because this is like, it feels like this is like all those scents clashing and stuff like that, where this is just one. I don't know. That's just my weird subjection to it. I don't know, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. That's Koch Chemie's Rapid Rinseless Wash at number 6. So number 5 now. Yes, so number 5 is O&R, right, from Optimum, the OG, right, sort of. And basically, it definitely, it was like the gateway drug, right? It was a gateway drug for me, but then it's like the situation where you just found something better, but it's like any other addicting thing, you always go back to it, right, at some time. But in this case here, when it comes to performance wise, I just kept going to those ones instead of O&R. But O&R still has that nice smell to it. But yeah, it does have some back end sense that does hold it back. It's all I can say here. It's hard to describe it, but that's what's holding it back for me from ranking it any higher than number 5. All right, so up next, number 4, at the number 4 spot is Armour Detail Supplies Hero Rinseless Wash, and this does have a nice strawberry kiwi-esque smell overall, but when you dilute it down and wash it and stuff like that, it does really smell nice. I think that's really where it does shine. Especially once you like really move it around, it starts to give off more of like that floral aspect or characteristics, which is why, again, it had that tea-like feeling to it, if you will, or reminders of it, and it just smelled really nice for that alone. But it's strawberry kiwi at the end of the day, and in comparison to other scents and stuff like that, that's where it wound up. So, all right, yeah. So this is clarified. Number 4, Hero Rinseless Wash. Number 3, top 3. Here we go. So number 3, funny enough, is a rinseless wash that I have yet to try actually in a bucket, spraying it on, all that stuff. But just from the cherry foam sort of reminders and qualities of it, of the scent, I'm such a sucker for it. It also reminds me of fruit punch, and I love fruit punch, especially back in the day. I haven't drank that stuff, recently. But if I do, it's dangerous, man. it's dangerous stuff for me because it is pretty addicting. I do really like it, especially, you know, from like fast food places. Fruit punch is such a, you know, nice go-to in a way. And this cherry scent does remind me of that. So I'm such a sucker for it. It does fly into number 3 because it's such a simple scent. You know, it's not so complex, right? Or as complex-ish with the rest of the scents, right? But it's a good scent for me anyway that I really like. But when it comes to the last two, right? Sitting at number 2, I know I said this was the, what do you call it, not for me kind of scent, but I was wrong. I came to realize that after smelling all these other ones, right, side by side, I came to realize that I do really like Nemesis just for the scent, but not only for that, but the performance and the lubrication, all that great stuff. All those check boxes are marked off with giant fat check marks because this is such a good rinseless wash, especially at the value, right? The price slash value is so good. And along with that, it has such a unique smell to it. It's really strong too, I noticed too. Like whenever it gets onto your fingers or just whatever, right? When you like move it around, like with the sponge and everything. See, like I'm like, it's still on my fingers and I'm like moving around and I can like smell it. It just lingers, but in such a good way. It's such a very concentrated, strong, bold presence of that floral, blossomy, umeboshi slash plum scent. I'm coming to really like it. And maybe someday it'll take over the you know, take over my regimen, right, when it comes to rinseless washing. But we'll see about that. This is just, you know, the new kid, one of the new kids on the block, along with Clean. Also, I have yet to try this, so we'll see about how Clean will perform. But yeah, for right now though, Nemesis is definitely climbing up there real fast in terms of my favorite go-to for rinseless washing, especially by the gallon. It's $40 ish, which is that's such a deal breaker in many ways. But nonetheless, for right now, it's still at number 2. But I will give it that this is such a unique scent. Like man, like even like a little bit. There's like a little bit on top. Rub it off. I can smell it. Very, very, very bold, unique smell to it. But nonetheless, all that said, number 1 for best smelling or favorite smelling rinseless wash is still the LI Details rinseless wash with that nice candy apple scent. I just cannot help myself to really like it. It's such a, it's, you know, it's just so good. I just can't really say any more about it other than that it's good. It's such a good apple scent. Even despite having that that surfactant after note, the apple really just it's just nice. It's such a nice initial, like that main scent is so nice. You know, again, it's got that nice apple candiness to it. That's really all I can say. It's still my favorite. It performs really well. You know, kind of like with Nemesis here. I really like the experience of the LI Detail, and that also, of course, includes the scent. So that's pretty much it from me. That's all the rinseless wash that I got here. This is my ranking for it, for best smelling rinseless wash for right now, is with what I got here. I know there's many more out there, and you know, I can only put so much time into all those rinseless washes. I only have so much room in the garage to store all of them. You know, so this is what I got. So this is what we're gonna work with for the video. So again, just to clarify, at number 8 it is Idrosave. Number 7 is Clean rinseless wash from by Pandy Organizer. Koch Chemie's Rapid Rinseless Wash. At number 6. Number 5 is ONR. you know, the original no rinse, right? And then number 4 is ADS Hero. And number 3 we have Optimum no rinse hyperfoam, or hyperfoam no rinse. Number 2 is Nemesis by Detail Co. And then number 1, DIY Details Rinseless Wash, simply put. You know what's funny? These two perform pretty similar, and they are pretty neck and neck, right? And then I feel like over time, Hero kind of fell down a little bit the more I used it, to be honest. You know, this is very, very lubricious along with this. So these two are pretty much going to be in my lineup here. The rest of them are kind of just like, you know, hey, you know, I want to change up a little bit, but that could all change that could all change possibly once I use clean. We'll see. But for right now, for smells, these two, these are the order. This is the ranking. So, what do you guys think? If you have your own little smelling rankings or tiers, what's your best? What's your least favorite? Or what's your most favorite? What's your least favorite? Scents from Rinseless Washes. Leave me those comments in the comment section below. If you want to do like a top 10, go right ahead. If you want to do like a top 8, go right ahead. More than welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll try to do more videos like these when it comes to smells and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do like maybe I'll do shampoos next. That'll be simple enough, right? So that'll be for another time, you know, and let this bask in the glory of rinseless washing. But shampoos will come around eventually, you know, maybe when it comes to the smelling portion. But yeah, anyways, that's it from me. Thank you very much. I know it's gonna be a long video, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So again, thank you so much, and hope to see you all in the next one. But of course, remember, keep it simple and clean, and hope to see you on the next one. Sean out.